Today I'm going to tell you about Cohan Community Gardens on George M Cohan Boulevard in Providence, Rhode Island, a guerrilla gardening effort by the Fertile Underground in 2010. Early in the spring, with the shaving factory full of plants, young plants, propagated herbs, a variety of seedlings, we found that we did not have enough space for all of these, and they began being carted over to my house, the house of Michael Spacio and family on George M Cohan Boulevard. These were brought up mainly by Zen Paradiso, from a wonderful benefactress whose wonderful gardens have propagated many of the herbs, such as this lady's mantle and this fine oregano bush in the background. One day, while we were working, I happened to be preparing the soil for sunflowers all along the back, digging it up, and our neighbor walked by to ask, "Are you gardening?" "Oh yes, we certainly are." And she said, "Well, that's great, because I've been looking for a place to put in my sunflower plants that I've started in my window, so what a coincidence. I just happened to be preparing the soil for sunflowers." So she went back to her house, brought back about 25 sunflowers that we put in the ground immediately, as well as seeding some pumpkins, giant pumpkins that day. I put in broom corn from the Southside Community Land Trust's plant sale. These are flowers from Ellen and Purslane, which is a wild edible high in omega-3s. Zen was truly the one who cleaned up the place. He came over here a number of days to collect up all of the rubble that had been left over by Cardi's 4-year-long ongoing construction project on George M Cohan Boulevard. When we got here, when I moved in here, there was cement, rocks, stones, trash, plastic, sticks, all lying all up and down the grass strip next to the highway. So Zen took the time to collect all these and construct them into a little landscape feature, a small wall that we worked into our garden design.
Like the rose that buds and blooms and fades and falls away.
When I moved in, we obviously recognized that we lived right next to the highway. So one of the first things I wanted to do when the spring came around was get some plants in, try to clean the soil, the air every bit that we can. So that was like why we were going for this front face of sunflowers and a lot of big leafed plants that can take in a lot of air and purify it and give it back to us. One day, as I was getting into my car, I heard a loud beeping, a beep machine heading in reverse. I remained calm. They're doing minor construction, a few hours here and there every couple weeks, no big thing. But at this point I realized that the large bucket crane, which had been backing up the street, was blocking the driveway and I wasn't able to get out. And I saw the crane spin its head around and proceed to scoop up the entire landscape feature, our wall, in one big bite. Killing all of the tomatillos we had just transplanted the other day, along with the pennyroyal, a new patch of pennyroyal that we got from the bee lady up on Lippett Street. And I came down onto the street shouting "Don't you see the garden?" And asking the traffic lady, "Do you see the sunflowers? Do you see the squash? What about the lady's mantle and the baby's breath and the oregano? Did you happen to notice the daylilies? Have you ever seen daylilies?" And they were very confrontational in response to my confrontation of their action in front of my house. The traffic lady informed me that this area was the property of the state and that I had no interest. I had no rights. I explained to her that the state doesn't live here, but that I do, that I'm raising a family here, and I am interested in clean air because we live right next to the highway. She said the entire area was scheduled to be stripped out and reseeded with grass, and I just better hope that I'd be here when they came back to do that. The operator watched this and he informed me, let me know that he understood. He would be not taking down the entire garden, but he did swing right back around and keep on scraping, about as gentle as you can be with a giant bucket crane in a garden. And he then really took out the pennyroyal completely, which had been very salvageable before, and a lot more plants, and started smoothing out the ground with this giant bucket crane and dumping all of this into a giant dump truck. And the traffic lady looked on, and another onlooker looked on. 4 people and 2 giant machines to move a wall that took Trev about 4 hours and maybe a little bit more on another day to move. Yep, giant machines. That's how the state takes care of their property. Now, I of course wanted to get in touch. I wasn't just going to wait for them to come back and destroy the garden, Cohan Community Garden. So I contacted the city forester, whom I happen to know, and he put me in touch with the lady who was in charge of this project, who designed the new layout, which included trees and grass. So I talked with her and explained to her that when I moved in here, this place that area was completely neglected. It was all overgrown with weeds. There was rubble and trash everywhere. And so my compatriot, Zen Paradiso, and myself proceeded to clean up the lot, plant a variety of vegetables and flowers and herbs, and improve the area. We had trees in there. There's a number of oaks that we planted, and that there was no reason for her to go forward in destroying the garden in her designs of reseeding it with grass. I proposed that a certain section of it could be left as Cohan Community Garden, and the rest of it could be her grass and trees, and we could make room for the trees if she was interested in that. She was very sympathetic. I, of course, almost cried on the telephone at my expression of the feelings that I had while these construction crew destroyed our garden and treated me with blatant disrespect in front of my home. And she was very sympathetic. I never heard from her again. A few weeks later, the garden was gone. It was all gone and replaced by a strange green film. The the only thing left were sunflowers. Our neighbor John would come out and apparently reprimanded the crew and said, "Can't you even save the sunflowers?" And so they remain as a testament to the great spirit of America.